of Texas Roller Derby. I'm Loretta Sin.
And I'm Greta Ground and Pound. Tonight we are bringing you a very exciting playoff bout. This is the Holy Rollers versus Las Putas del Fuego. This is a matchup of last year's playoff bout in which the Putas del Fuego not only won the playoffs, but went on to win the championship.
And there is some genuine bad blood between these teams, the annual Heaven versus Hell bout.
No doubt. And so earlier this year, Las Putas lost to the Holy Rollers. Same thing that happened last year. So we're really excited to see what happens tonight. Stay tuned for an amazing bout. Now entering the track, the reigning Cavello Cup champions, Las Putas del Fuego. Captain, Corazon. Co-captain, Picante. Like a Boss. Hustlepuff. Rasta Fury. Sabotage. Juicy Cooter. Smitey Mouse. Dostoevsky. Knockout. Managers, Putas!
Now entering the track, Holy Rollers. Captain, Chrissy Galore. Co-captain, LB Bach. Anita Confess. Attila the Nun. Candy Slam. Dyer's Eve. Ghetto Star Galactica. Hermione Danger. Hispanic Panic. Lacey Bones. Bible Thumper.
This is Texas Roller Derby. We have a bout of Las Putas del Fuego versus the Holy Rollers. Putas in black, Holy Rollers in plaid. Like a Boss jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. As the jammer, she has a star on her helmet. Now the jammers are the only skaters on the track who are able to score points. So the point is for the jammer to break out of the pack, lap the pack, and the second time through they're going to get a point for every opposing skater that they pass. Right now, Like a Boss is scoring points for Las Putas del Fuego. Chrissy Galore, the jammer for the Holy Rollers, has just made it out of the pack. But Like a Boss has already got a whole lap on her. So Boss, as the lead jammer, can call off the jam at any time by placing her hands on her hips, as she's just done in a strategic move. That is 4 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
All right, we have Hermione Danger jamming for the Holy Rollers and Hustlepuff skating for Las Putas del Fuego. Looks like Hustlepuff was dirty coming out of the pack, so she had to correct herself.
Yeah, she got knocked to the inside, and that's called advancement, so it's illegal.
Hermione Danger has just now broken the pack, has about 40 seconds to go to try to score some points. Hustlepuff is hot on her tail, so she better keep her eye on Hustle.
Both jammers super fast, veterans of the league, and we have a cluster of Holy Rollers. Little hit it and quit it there. 1 point for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
I have a minor on Attila the Nun
for
blocker advancement.
I don't think that happens. All right, Attila, let's see what you got. So early tonight, we have a pillow fight.
All right. We had a minor penalty on Attila the Nun. She was advancing, and that is completely illegal, so she has been sentenced to a pillow fight. Now, it looks like the Putas del Fuego have put up their championship pillow fighter, Picante, whom I know personally is an excellent grappler. So Picante has taken down Attila, and it looks like discarded the pillow. That is completely unnecessary. She is going in for the mount. Attila has her in guard, moving to side control. No, full mount. We have a full mount. Picante's
koala.
Totally dominating Attila right now. Attila rolls and celebrates her victory by being on top. His little pillow action. Picante retakes the lead and time runs out in that pillow fight. We're now going to go to Spank Alley to get a vote.
Spank Alley, please raise your flags. Yeah! Oh, all but one voted for the Holy Rollers, so it goes to the Putas!
And the Putas win the pillow fight, taking the only point that the Holy Rollers had away from them. Oh my, jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. Hermione Danger jamming for the Holy Rollers. Holy smokes! Hermione Danger just went straight across the high side of the track. None of the Putas saw her. She just slipped right on by.
Like butter.
Like butter. So Hermione Danger is your lead jammer. This is going to go 60 seconds unless Danger calls it off before then.
And she has made a full lap around the pack.
Man, that's the second time she sliced through the pack with barely even an eye thrown in her direction.
The Holy Roller blockers are definitely doing their job for her tonight.
No doubt, the Putas are going to have to get it together here. They can't win a game by just letting the jammers go through like that. Ooh, Corazon hits the ground hard. Danger calls off the jam. That is 7 points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego. Husslepuff jamming for Las Putas del Fuego, Bible Thumper jamming for the Holy Rollers. Husslepuff just sliding right by on the high, but Bible Thumper does exactly the same. I can't believe all of the pack left the top lane open that long that both jammers got by. They're
So
fast,
easy.
but they're not that fast.
Yeah, both jammers just went right through on that up line.
This is going to be a hit it and quit it for Husslepuff. She needs to get through, call it off. Call it off. There it goes. That is 0 points for the Holy Rollers, 1 point for Las Putas del Fuego.
Once again, we have Prissy Galore and Like a Boss on the line for this jam.
Oh, man,
Like a
super
Boss
slow
just jumped the line out way in advance on this jam.
Yeah, Prissy got stopped cold there at the back of the pack by the wall of Putas. That was really intense. The pack was going so slow. It's so hard to predict where people's bodies are going to go. But
And-
Boss cuts through that pack again.
Right through, gets a full jam, 5 full points. And she's
Oh.
coming back through for another scoring pass.
Prissy Galore, meanwhile, has not made it out of the pack yet. She needs to keep an eye on Boss and block.
Oh,
Whoa, big
Like a
rough
Boss
and
just went
tumble.
right over.
It was
but through the pack again. It looks like if the Holy Rollers don't stop her.
That looked like some serious gymnastic movement there.
She still has 15 seconds to make it through and score some more points if they can keep standing.
Man, those Holy Rollers are really, really intense right now. They form some sort of weird
9 points, Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
I've got 2 major penalties on both teams. Rasta Fury with a high block against the jammer, and Attila the Nun with holding.
We had 2 majors in that last bout. A major on Rasta Fury for a high block against the jammer, and Attila the Nun for holding.
So that's 1 on each team. Both skaters are skating with 1 blocker down. So we're reskating the same lineups minus those offending skaters. That also means that the first time one of these jammers scores a point, they get 2 points, 1 for the ghost point in the penalty box. And the Putas del Fuego just let Prissy Galore right on through. I'm a little confused as to what happened there.
Prissy Galore calls it off before Like a Boss hits the back of the pack. 4 points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego. We have a Blazing Grace jamming for Las Putas del Fuego and Candy Slam on the line again for the Holy Rollers. Slicing through the top like it's no problem, but getting stuck now behind the line of Las Putas del Fuego.
A Blazing Grace having a hard time in the back there as well.
A Blazing Grace, this is her 3rd game. She has been decorating every team so far. She is dirty, needs to correct so that she does not get an advancement call. Looks like Candy Slam has broken the pack and is going to be getting around that track to start scoring points for her team.
We've got some runaway Putas, and a Blazing Grace does get a whip from Rasta Fury at the front of the pack.
But Candy Slam is already coming through the back to score some points. There she goes. And yep, the Putas.
I think they thought they were 20 feet away, but they were certainly not. That is 3 points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
And that marks the end of the quarter.
I'm Dusty Doublewide, your infield correspondent for the playoff game. Rosie Behind, you are not skating tonight. You've been retired for almost a year. What do you think you can contribute to your team to help them win?
I'm doing a lot of pivoting from the inside. I'm doing a lot of what I really did when I skated, which is yell at my team and tell them what to do. And I've conditioned them to just respond to my voice automatically, and they're doing a phenomenal job of it.
I'm here with Knockout. Knockout, you are a new Puta relatively. What do you think the Putas have taught you in the last couple months?
I think they've taught me a lot about teamwork because they're really supportive, and they've taught me we do a lot better when we're working together, and I think we really have to remember that right now.
All right, it is the second quarter of Texas Roller Derby. Las Putas del Fuego versus the Holy Rollers playoff bout. Hermione Danger jamming for the Holy Rollers, Like a Boss jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. Now the jammers are the skaters with the stars on their helmets. They're trying to break through this pack, lap the pack all the way around the track. And the second time through, they're going to get a point for each opposing skater that they pass. Now they have to do so cleanly, no advancement, and so that's why Like a Boss just dropped back to correct herself. She'll get a penalty if she doesn't do that. The skater's hitting the ground right now. So there's only 60 seconds on the clock per jam. So they've got to get out fast, lap the pack, come around, score some points quick. Now, it can happen in less than 60 seconds if the jammer calls it off by placing her hands on her hips, but that is not happening right now. Neither jammer is out of the pack.
And we only have 15 seconds on the jam left, and Hermione Danger has finally broken free of the pack. She has about 10 seconds to get all the way around to try to start scoring some points for her team.
Like a Boss also out of the pack now, but I think we're going to run out of time before we see her come around to score any points. Oh man, Hermione Danger just made it past Picante. That is 1 point for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
I have a major on Anita Confess for blocker advancement.
We have Hermione Danger on the line again, and Like a Boss on the line for Las Putas del Fuego. There was a major on Anita Confess in the last jam, meaning that the Holy Rollers would be skating one blocker down. Like a Boss is already out of the pack, and Hermione is fighting to get out from the Putas del Fuego blockers. Amazing Blazing Grace in her amazing backwards skating. Whew.
That was hilarious.
Like a Boss has already gotten through the pack for a full jam, and she got a ghost point for that Holy Roller as soon as she hit the back of the pack in her scoring pass. She is about to hit the back of the pack once again and score even more points for her team.
Oh, wow.
The Holy Rollers just
right through.
kind of let her through. I see lots of angry Holy Rollers.
That is 9 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
Okay, I've got a major penalty on Hustlepuff for illegal engagement, 20 feet.
All right, we have a reskate. Well, actually, we're moving on to the next lineup, but there was another major penalty. This one on the Putas del Fuego for Hustlepuff for illegal engagement, blocking 20 feet away from the pack. Totally illegal. Oh My is jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. Prissy Galore is jamming for the Holy Rollers in white. So we still have a scenario in which if the Holy Roller jammer breaks through, comes around and scores a point, she's going to get 2 points, one for the ghost point.
Prissy Galore has broken the pack.
Yes, she's out. She is the lead jammer.
Oh My has already stopped at the back of the pack. Looks like she is going to try to block.
Yeah, she's walling up with knockout. Almost stopped.
Oof. And Prissy Galore just slices through that pack like a knife through butter.
Prissy Galore coming around, going to try to get some more points, avenging the last 9-point jam, if you will.
Oh, Maya's still stuck in the pack, she was trying to get out. Looks like she has fallen back again. She's going to try to block, but that runs out. There's 6 points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points, Las Putas del Fuego.
Well, I wish it was a minor, but it's a major
I wish it was a
on
minor too, so stop, whatever.
Full zone for blocker advancement.
We have yet another major penalty on Las Putas del Fuego, Corazon for advancement, meaning the Putas are skating with one more blocker down. Prissy Galore jamming for the Holy Rollers gets right out of the pack with no trouble at all. Oh my, still stuck in the back with a solid flat 4 of the Holy Rollers. Looks like she's going to try to block, but Prissy Galore just passes right by. The Putas remaining are trying to run, but they're about to run back into the wall of Holy Rollers.
So here we go. Prissy Galore is coming back into point scoring position again. Really, really bad situation for Las Putas del Fuego right now. They've got to stop Prissy and make sure she doesn't score any more points.
But she slips right past him yet again. They tried to get her up against the rail, and then they all stayed at the rail as Prissy slid off and went through the pack, scoring more points for her team. Here she comes back around for a 3rd scoring pass.
Slicing right through. Unfortunately, there's a lot of chaos right now. Nobody really seems to know what's going on, except Prissy Galore.
Looks like 11 points for Prissy Galore, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
We have a minor penalty on Ghetto Star Galactica for illegal blocking.
So anytime somebody does something really good, you decide to make it a penalty.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works.
Go sit down, go back to your little section of bad decision making. I don't think you did anything bad. I think that you were perfect and beautiful like you always are. I know. So I'm gonna run this thing for you. Let's see what's up. My favorite, tug of war.
We had a minor penalty on Ghetto Star Galactica of the Holy Rollers. She has spun a tug of war. Picante has been sent up from Las Putas del Fuego, super strong. So they're both really good at this. Oh, Picante.
But it looks like Picante's better.
Yes, today she is. So the Holy Rollers lose a point. That's really, really important for Las Putas del Fuego right now, being down. Hustle Puff jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. Boy Division jamming for the Holy Rollers. Boy Division cut all the way on the inside of the track. Has to go back and correct herself. Meanwhile, Hustle Puff breaks the pack. She's clean. She is your lead jammer. And a giant smile on that woman's face right now.
This was Boy Division's first time off the line, and it looks like she's still stuck in the back trying to block Hustle, but she just gets out and through the pack yet again.
Hustle Puff having a little bit of a hard time at the rail, getting knocked back, but she recovered quickly. Still trying to make it through the front of the pack, getting a lot of aggression there. Lots of defense from the Holy Rollers. Still made it past every one of those blockers, though.
Boy Division has finally broken the pack and going to try to get around in the next 17 seconds to score some points for her team. But Hustle Puff,
no, she's not having
she's
that.
like, no, I'm going to call this off. 5 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 for the Holy Rollers.
Okay, I have got a major penalty on Anita Confess for multiple infractions. Advancement, high block, and failure to take a stroke.
We have Hustle Puff back on the line for Las Putas del Fuego, and Boy Division getting back through. Hustle Puff is already out of the pack, and Boy Division having more success this jam, getting out right behind Hustle.
So this is a reskate of the last jam. Anita Confess had a major penalty for multiple infractions. She got a bunch of cheating in on one jam. So Hustle Puff breaks through, gets her full score, calls off the jam. That is 4 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers. All right, we've got Bible Thumper jamming for the Holy Rollers, Like a Boss jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. We had yet another major penalty on the last jam. Boy Division advanced, so the Holy Rollers are down one blocker. Meanwhile, Like a Boss out of the pack. Bible Thumper's really turning on the Jets, though. She is hot on Boss's tail. Boss coming around. The pack's going super fast. Lots of defense happening right now. Boss needs to keep a close eye on how close Thumper is to her.
She's right on her tail.
Boss scored her points, 3 points as a matter of fact, including the ghost point. 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
Hermione Danger on the line for the Holy Rollers, and Knockout out there for Las Putas del Fuego.
Woo.
Hermione Danger getting through real easy once again, and Knockout struggling at the back of the pack. Hermione is already halfway around the pack, and Knockout has finally broken out.
Putas need to keep an eye on what's going on. And
yep, Hermione has already made it all the way through the pack. Looks like she is, Hermione called it off. Defensively, looks 4 points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
I love the way Danger appeals to the crowd.
I've got a major penalty on a Blazing Grace for illegal blocking while not skating.
We have Prissy Galore and Hustlepuff jamming tonight. We have a major penalty on a Hispanic Panic for 20 feet in front of the pack. They were blocking the jammer 20 feet in front of the pack, which is, of course, illegal. Looks like both jammers are stuck in the pack, and Hustlepuff just takes a knee. Whole lot of melee happening in this pack right now.
Oh, yeah. This is old school roller derby. Lots of cheating, lots of hitting, lots of penalties, and we love
Lots of penalties, and there goes Prissy Galore, finally breaking the pack. She has about 30 seconds to get around the track. Looks like she's moving a little slow, though. Hustlepuff stuck behind 4 Holy Rollers who are just not letting her pass.
Rasta Fury got a good shoulder on Prissy Galore, but Prissy makes it through anyway.
And there she goes. Hustlepuff finally breaking the pack, but Prissy calls it off. 0 points, Las Putas del Fuego. 4 points for the Holy Rollers.
As long as we are smiling and having fun and it doesn't seem like work, it's just so much easier. You know what I mean? Like it becomes hard when it's not so much fun anymore.
So I know that there's been some bad blood between the Holy Rollers and Las Putas del Fuego in years past, not just this season, but in the years leading up to right now here today. What can you say about the bad blood and how much does it affect the gameplay?
It is 100% true. There are so many old school Putas that come to this game specifically so they can talk shit freely and nobody will get mad at them. Because it's so much fun to hate on the mean girls that used to pick on you in school. That's what these guys are like.
We've only seen you on the jam line every other jam.
Well, I have to give total props to Pika and Cooter, because when I run into them, it's like running into 2 linebackers. And as soon as I make it through them, which I normally do, it's like running in concrete. So there's lots of hard hits, and it's a lot of hard work on both sides out there. So
Yeah, they've had some pretty formidable walls up there for you guys, and you guys are just barely in the lead right now. What are you guys going to do about that?
we're going to win.
Now, I was talking with Like a Boss about the bad blood between the Rollers and Las Putas del Fuego. Does that affect your gameplay at all?
It definitely makes things a little bit more tense. You have to be more conscious about keeping a good attitude, especially for us, because like even an ounce of a bad attitude will just spread. So you really just got to focus on having fun and playing roller derby. Look at the girls around you and not at the girls on the other side of the track.
2 minor penalties on the Holy Rollers. First one is on Anita Confess for multiple infractions, advancement and a high block. Second one is on Thumper for holding.
Bible Thumper is her proper Christian name, and I think you should respect her and call her by that. All right, we got a twofer, so let's see what you got coming to you.
2. That's my first penalty ever.
That's her first penalty ever.
Oh, we got a push cart.
You're pushing me.
Act like you're excited, because it's not super exciting, but you're going to watch it anyways.
All right, we are starting off the second half of Texas Roller Derby, Las Putas del Fuego versus the Holy Rollers playoff bout with a minor penalty. We actually had 2 minor penalties on the Holy Rollers, Bible Thumper and Anita Confess. Both were cheating at the end of the first half. Cheaters. So they have spun a pushcart race. So classic relay type grade school scenario where you push your person, you get 2 laps. Some light blocking is certainly acceptable.
The cart cannot take a stroke, however.
Oh! Holy Roller drops their cart. They do a lot of skating here on their own.
Which is
Totally
not
illegal.
I think they're going to be disqualified for this. Perhaps.
Yes.
Not like it matters.
So the Putas win the pushcart race, and they also take 2 points away from the Holy Rollers, 1 for each of the penalized skaters. We have Like a Boss jamming for Las Putas del Fuego, Hermione Danger jamming for the Holy Rollers in white. This is the second half of Texas Roller Derby. Very exciting, very close bout, lots of back and forth. If you need a refresher for the rules, let me give you a quick rundown. Keep an eye on the skaters with the stars on their helmets. Those are your jammers. They're the only skaters on the track who can score points. What they're trying to do is break through the pack, lap the pack, and the second time through they're going to get a point for every opposing skater that they pass. Must be hips and skates past the skater. Like a Boss having a hard time getting through the Holy Roller wall up at the front. Meanwhile, Hermione Danger does little shaky, but she does make it out of the front of the pack with a little hop and a skip. Like a Boss does finally break through the front there. She's going to get a whip from Rasta Fury at the front of the pack. Helps her get some speed. Meanwhile, Hermione Danger coming around, going to score some points here. Gets right by Juicy Cooter. That's what we call getting the goat. The Holy Rollers have corralled one of the skaters. The jam is called off. That is 1 point for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
We have Prissy Galore taking a rolling start for the Holy Rollers and knockout on the line for Las Putas del Fuego. Prissy Galore getting right out with no trouble, with knockout having a little bit more hesitation behind Candy Slam. She is finally out of the pack, but he's just calling that there is no pack. Prissy Galore making it around the pack, about to start scoring points for her team. She's going to have to watch out for Knockout, who is going to be scoring, and she calls it off. 1 point for Las Putas del Fuego, 2 points for the Holy Rollers. All right, we have Knockout skating for Las Putas del Fuego, and Hermione Danger struggling to get through the pack. Looks like both jammers are stuck. Oh, no. Oh, looks like Hermione Danger almost made it out of the pack, but then was completely shut down by the Las Putas del Fuego
Man, that was a large number of Holy Rollers who hit the ground.
Knockout has knocked her way out of the pack. She is almost all the way around the track, about to start scoring points for her team, when Hermione Danger has just now gotten through. Oh, that was
crazy.
A little bit of a back block.
Yeah, kind of threw herself. Elle's taking
And
everybody down
Knockout
with
is
her.
trying to call off the jam while she is still out of bounds. 2 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
Okay, I've got a major penalty on Knockout for pushing a blocker down to the ground.
Mighty Mouse is jamming for Las Putas del Fuego, and Hermione Danger is jamming for the Holy Rollers. Hermione getting hit to the rail hard. Now, there was a major penalty on Knockout on the last jam. She was the jammer, so Mighty Mouse has fallen back from the pack to jam in her place. Hermione Danger is coming around. She is your lead jammer. About to start scoring some points. Picante's got her eye on her, but she slips on the high.
Mighty Mouse is still struggling to try to get out of the pack for the first time.
Corazon and a Blazing Grace forming a nice little wall up at the top. Lots of backwards blocking in the bout tonight. Very, very exciting.
A Blazing Grace with her amazing braces. She likes to skate backwards a lot, a trick she picked up from flat track.
I like it. Entertain me, A Blazing Grace. Entertain me.
Smighty Mouse getting knocked around a little bit by Ghetto Star Galactica in the back of the pack, and Hermione Danger is on her way through again. Looks like there's a little time clock malfunction, but Hermione Danger is coming around, and Smighty Mouse had dropped back. Five points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego. Smighty Mouse jamming for Las Putas del Fuego to Hermione Danger once again on the line for the Holy Rollers, trying an apex jump and quickly met by Rasta Fury, and she just keeps on running right through her. She's trying to get the crowd all amped up, which is one of the reasons we love her so much.
Absolutely.
Smighty Mouse is still stuck at the back of the pack. The Holy Rollers are putting up their best defense right now, trying to stop the scoring of the Putas del Fuego.
Man,
Hermione
Danger hit the ground hard.
Hit it hard, and she got up a little slower, but she's still going through the pack trying to score more points.
The Putas need to keep a really tight wall up here at the front.
Hermione is a bit of a slippery one, and she can get through with just even the tiniest of holes. Points Holy Rollers, 0 points Las Putas del Fuego. That jam was awesome.
I've got a major penalty on Ghetto Star Galactica for a high block against the jammer.
Bible Thumper jamming for the Holy Rollers, like a Boss jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. Boss is at 30 points tonight already. In her last game, she broke her record and ended up scoring 45 points in that bout. So I'm very excited to see how close she can get to that point score. Just her raw athleticism is so wonderful and entertaining to watch on the track.
Looks like a little bit of holding up there at the rail.
I would call it that, yes ma'am.
And Boss is out. And the crowd goes wild for Like a Boss.
They sure do. Meanwhile, Thumper having a heck of a time in the pack there. Trying to go high, trying to go low. There seem to be Putas everywhere. Putas everywhere.
And Like a Boss coming into the back of the pack to score point scoring position. Bible Thumper getting out finally, and Like a Boss comes out and calls it off. 4 points Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers. We have Hustlepuff and Prissy Galore both going with a rolling start into the back of the pack. Hustlepuff having a little bit of trouble, and Prissy tries to go high but does not have any success.
Slow. That line.
Prissy does get out of the pack first. She is your lead jammer with the ability to call off the jam at any time as she likes. Looks like Hustlepuff is still stuck at the back of the pack. Those Holy Rollers have a nice little corral going on.
Putas prepare for Prissy incoming, but she just cuts high. The Holy Rollers had the Putas corralled to the low side of the track, clearing the path for their jammer, which is exactly the way it's supposed to look. That was textbook.
And the remaining Putas were running, but it looks like they have caught up to the back of the
Oh my gosh. Prissy Galore just comes right through. Putas don't know what hit them right now. They need to pay attention this third time. They got one more shot. Pay attention.
They're trying to speed up the pack, but those Holy Rollers are just holding tight, trying to hold on to somebody so that they can stop scoring. Looks like 9 points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
This has been a very defensive game for the Holy Rollers. What do you think the biggest contribution you have to your team is at this point?
This right here.
And what is that? Can you explain that in detail for me?
My ass all up on those putas.
Oh, while we're here, there is a lot of ass happening from Hispanic Panic and the rest of our players, but
I need to talk to Prissy Galore for a damn second.
You want some more galore?
It's been glorious.
Oh.
So you had an 11-point jam, and then you just now, before the end of the quarter, had a 9-point jam.
That's on my pack.
I mean, do you think that the other team should bow for you?
I think they should bow for the pack because they're kind of a big deal.
What makes
are nothing without your blockers?
Who do you think is really excelling in this game that's helping block for you?
All the putas.
In what fashion?
Being
I'm here with like a boss from Las Putas del Fuego.
This is April O'Neil with KCWX. I'm here with Like a Boss, and Dusty Double White has just been removed.
Permanently.
Yes, permanently. Boss, how do you think this game is going?
Rollers.
Yeah, man, you are just dominating this game. Tell me what skills you're using to just take over.
My epic and awesomeness is just oozing. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. I'm just it up, dude. I left all my at home. I don't have any more, so I'm lighter on my feet.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta leave all your at home.
Yes.
That's it for April O'Neil.
Major on Candy Slam for a high block. Major on Dyer's Eve for multiple infractions, pushing and a forearm. Major on Anita Confess for illegal procedure. Ripping the star panty off of the jammer, that is her third major penalty. She is being removed from the bout.
All right, this is the fourth and final quarter. Hustlepuff jamming for Las Putas del Fuego, Prissy Galore jamming for the Holy Rollers. Now the jammers are the skaters with the stars on their helmets and the only skaters on the track who can score points. Hustlepuff is your lead jammer, which means she can call the jam off at any time by placing her hands on her hips. Otherwise, this jam's gonna go 60 seconds. Hustlepuff coming in for her point scoring pass. She has lapped the pack once, and she's gonna try to go around and get a second point scoring pass. If she can get around Prissy Galore, this is a good thing. If not, she needs to call off that jam. So right now it's just kind of cat and mouse right here. They're gonna mess with each other a little bit. Hustlepuff will definitely call this jam off before Prissy Galore can score any points.
There were lots of major penalties in that last jam. Meaning lots of ghost points, but that means that Hustlepuff has just scored a whole lot of points.
Uh-oh, we have a fight on the track. Attila the Nun looks like she got really mad about something. Looks like it's Mighty Mouse that she's scuffling with. Ghetto Star Galactica trying to get in on that action. Meanwhile, points have been scored. 13 points have been scored by Hustlepuff.
Wow.
So 13 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
Okay, I have a minor penalty on the Putas del Fuego. Like a Boss with a high block.
Hi, boss. My favorite frenemy.
Hi, buddy.
I hope you die in a fire, but I hope you have success in life at the same time. It's a very strange feeling.
I always get one penalty, just one.
Star Chaser is actually going to spin the wheel for me, so Star Chaser, take it away. It's your favorite. It's an arm wrestle.
We had a minor penalty on Like a Boss for a high block against the jammer. She has spun the penalty wheel and she received the arm wrestle. Like a Boss is a championship arm wrestler. She actually once broke her arm because she didn't give against an arm wrestling match with a man. So he broke her arm in a couple of places. But she's
this
not
is her
scared.
favorite penalty.
Yeah, she ain't scared.
I would be.
Dyer's Eve goes up against her. Dyer's Eve is holding on.
Oh.
And she loses.
Like a boss saves that point.
That hurt. She used her right arm. Like a boss jamming for Las Putas del Fuego. Hermione Danger jamming for the Holy Rollers. So basically what we're seeing is the best top 2 jammers for each team up against each other right now. And Hermione Danger is just getting taken to the rail. Over and
just
over again.
laying into her.
Yeah.
Big time. Like a boss out of the pack, followed by Attila the Nun, who cannot hold her back.
Yeah, Attila had to let her go. She followed her out more than 20 feet past the pack. Not allowed to block that far out. That's called illegal engagement. It will earn you a penalty. Here comes Boss in, scoring some points. LB back, tried to give a good hit, ended up taking herself down, calls off that jam. 2 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
Okay, I've got a major penalty on a Blazing Grace of the Putas del Fuego for illegal engagement. Blocking out.
We had a major penalty on a Blazing Grace in that last jam, so we have the same lineup as before. Hermione Danger and Like a Boss back on the line, and Hermione Danger just trying to crawl over Picante apparently and not having any luck. Las Putas del Fuego just abusing Hermione Danger at the back of the pack, but it looks like she is still going to be your lead jammer. She's going to try to pick up some of those points that she lost in the last jam. Like a Boss still stuck in the back of the pack with a flat 4 from the Holy Rollers. Picante trying to make it out, and Hermione stuck at the rail, being held by Like a Boss.
That's going to be a penalty.
That's going to be a little bit of a penalty, or so we think. Hermione Danger calls it off. 3 points for the Holy Rollers, 0 points Las Putas del Fuego.
I've got 4 major penalties.
Because it makes you feel so good about
2
yourself.
on
telling
each
people how to
team.
live their lives.
I've got Danger with pushing. I've got Boss with illegal blocking. I've got Cooter with tripping. I've got Thumper with holding.
We have Rasta Fury and Candy Slam jamming right now. We had 4 major penalties, count them, 4 on Cooter, Like a Boss, Hermione Danger, and Bible Thumper.
Yep, that's 2 on each team.
2 on each team, so that leaves both teams down 2 blockers. Sounds like actually both of their jammers are in the penalty box. So both teams are just basically trying to haul away and make sure the other team does not score any points, but it looks like Candy Slam has made it, ouch, into the back of the pack, and she is going to score some points.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah, that looks like it hurt a lot. Coming from that speed to a dead stop, Candy Slam is trying to get back around to score some more points because she wants to close this point deficit. But she needs to watch out because Rasta Fury is coming around, and Rasta Fury has started to score some points. 7 points for the Holy Rollers. 2 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
Hey guys, I've got 2 major penalties. The first one on Attila the Nun for a high block against the jammer. Next one on Candy Slam for a forearm against the other jammer.
Like a Boss jamming for Las Putas del Fuego, Prissy Galore jamming for the Holy Rollers. We had 2 major penalties on the Holy Rollers. It was Candy Slam and Attila, high block and forearm respectively. And so the Holy Rollers is getting 2 skaters down here. That means if Boss can get out and score some points, she's going to get those ghost points for the 2 skaters in the penalty box. Really important right now because this is a 1-point game right now. the Putas really need to increase this lead. There's less than 2 minutes left here. Anything can happen. Like a Boss calls the game off that is, or calls the jam off that is 3 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers. There's 90 seconds left, give or take, and the score is really close, super close. But in a world of 13-point jams, anything could happen. Like a Boss is jamming for Las Putas del Fuego, Hermione Danger jamming for the Holy Rollers, and it is nasty out there.
Oh my God, Like a Boss has taken lead jammer, and Hermione Danger has not even broken the pack. Like a Boss is busting her buns to get around that track to make sure that her team takes this victory.
Loretta Sin, what do you think is going to happen tonight?
A lot of major hits. Look at that. Oh.
Is that Ghetto Star Galactica?
Ghetto
hit so
Star
hard.
Galactica just nailed Like a Boss at the back of that pack.
Like a Boss calls off that jam. That is 5 points for Las Putas del Fuego, 0 points for the Holy Rollers.
50 seconds left. There will be one more jam. All right, we have Prissy Galore and Hustle Puff on the line tonight for the last jam of the night.
Potentially.
Potentially. They are trying so hard to get out of the pack so that they can get... Oh, Prissy Galore is dirty. She has to go back or else she will get a penalty. She is now your lead jammer. She has 43 seconds to try to score 9 points. 10
That's
points,
a lot
really.
of time.
That is a lot of time. And
Who
she's
just need to
already
keep an
coming
eye?
in. They still have Hustle Puff in the behind the line. Looks like Hustle Puff has now broken, so she is going to try to get out. Prissy is being knocked around and is through. She's trying to score some points, but she calls it off. 20 seconds left. That means 1 point for the Holy Rollers, 0 points for Las Putas del Fuego.
I don't know why she called it off.
Why she called it off, I don't know.
That's an interesting strategy, unless she is certain that there's a major, because if there's a major, that point doesn't count, and they have to do another
Oh,
one.
nope. Las Putas del Fuego are going to the Cavello Cup. They have taken this game 81 to 73. Would you have rather lost by like a huge amount than that close at the end?
No, honestly, because we've been working hard all season, and I'd like to think that keeping it close to the very end shows how much work we've put in, and it shows how far we've come. We played the Putas in the playoffs last year, and they beat us by a fair amount, and we knew the outcome of the game before the game was over, and this year, we got one step closer, and we're just going to keep working and until we're in the championship and we take it all home.
There were lots and lots of penalties tonight. Really, really dirty game. Heavy on the Holy Roller side. What are you thinking about that?
Sometimes the refs are making good calls, and sometimes it just feels like they're swaying a big game when they shouldn't, but a loss is a loss, and I'm not going to blame it on them.
Did you get what you expected tonight from the Holy Rollers?
Oh, man, yeah. They fought so hard. I knew they were going to just be really aggressive in their typical, just anger and fury and, rage, and it's intimidating and terrifying. But I expected it, and we got it. It was a really hard game.
What's the best part about tonight's win?
Oh my God, I have to pick one. I don't know. I can't say that. We're going to championship again.
That's
Second time
in 2 years.
Yes.
What was the most fun about it?
Laying out Attila like the way I did. I've never hit somebody like that before and been incredibly successful. It was a first time, and the crowd over here in this turn went fucking crazy, and it was awesome. That's a lot of fun to hear the crowd do that. So that was it for me.
It's always nice when the timing is just perfect.
Perfect. I'm still voting Attila the Nun Best Blocker 2015.
Yeah, she hits hard.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I heard Smitey Mouse having some really nice words about you just now. She said she was voting you Best Blocker 2015. How do you feel about that?
Smitey. You nice lady.
Apparently you were knocking her all over the track.
Hey, she got a really good hit on me too, and then it made me really mad, and I had to like take her down, and like I couldn't let her get away after that.
Little revenge fighting.
Little revenge fighting, you know.
Was that what's happened over here? Was that your all's fight?
Yeah, I mean, she knocked me down. I was mad, and I just grabbed her before she could get away, and I pulled her little tiny ass down and started hitting her.
Little mousetrap.
Little mousetrap, yeah.
In a very exciting bout, very exciting, 81-73, Las Putas del Fuego come out victorious tonight.
Las Putas del Fuego were not in the lead at the end of any quarter except for the last one.
That's the one that counts.
That is the one that counts. This was a packed house. No one left before the final whistle.
No, no one did. And we're very excited to announce Las Putas del Fuego will be moving on to the Cabello Cup Championship to face the Cherry Bombs. So we hope to see you there here on KCWX.